Hey everyone, welcome back. You know why we're here, right? Apple dropped that new iOS news and we're diving right into it. Forget the marketing fluff, we're going deep on iOS 18.
Yeah, gotta cut through the noise to see what's really going on. New iOS launch, always a good time for a deep dive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what really jumped out at me this time? This whole personalization thing they're pushing.
Right. It's interesting, Apple wanting to give users more control. Yeah,
It's a bit of a shift for them, isn't it? Like, they're known for that whole walled garden approach.
exactly. Keeping everything in their ecosystem. But seems like they're loosening the reins with iOS 18, which is kind of huge.
Okay, so where do we even start? Control center overhaul? Finally. I mean, come on, that was way overdue, am I right?
No argument there.
But hold on, it gets better. The home screen customization they're talking about. This
Yeah.
isn't just moving icons around. It sounds way more in-depth.
Definitely. Think like interactive widgets, real-time data feeds, the whole 9 yards. Imagine being able to tailor your home screen to fit how you actually use your phone.
That's wild. Oh, and you know what else caught my eye? The Messages app is finally getting a little love. They're adding bolder formatting options.
Yeah, about time, right?
I know. Italics, strike-throughs, finally. Although, gotta say, feels a bit overdue, don't you think? Android users have had RCS for a while now.
It's true. Almost like Apple's playing catch-up in the messaging department.
Maybe. Makes you wonder how this is going to shake things up for app developers too, right?
Huh?
Especially those who've built their whole thing around the Apple ecosystem.
For sure. Imagine designing an app that has to work seamlessly with thousands of personalized home screen layouts. Could be amazing. Could be a nightmare. Only time will tell.
It's a delicate dance, for sure. But speaking of tricky situations, let's talk about this whole Apple Intelligence thing. This feels like a huge step toward our devices becoming, I don't know, almost like intelligent partners.
Right. It's like having Alexa-level smarts baked into every single part of your iPhone.
Okay, so imagine this. You're trying to write an email, one of those rambling ones that never quite get to the point, and suddenly this Apple Intelligence swoops in and rewrites the whole thing to make it actually sound good.
I can see it now. No more embarrassing typos or rambling sentences.
Exactly. And get this, it's not just emails. Apparently this Rewrite Anywhere feature works across tons of different apps.
Which begs the question, how much are we really going to be directing our devices in the future versus, working with them? Something to think about.
And it gets even weirder. Remember that video I tried to make for my niece's birthday?
With the one with all the animals?
Yeah. The dancing animals, terrible music, the whole thing was a mess. Imagine if I could just tell my phone, hey, make a video, dancing penguins, happy birthday song, and boom, just makes it perfectly edited, music, the works. That's basically what they're saying this new Photos app can do.
Yeah, describe what you want. The AI just conjures it up like magic almost.
Exactly. But here's the thing, and maybe I'm just paranoid, but for this whole Apple Intelligence thing to work, it's got to be analyzing a ton of our data, right? Yeah.
You're not wrong to be thinking about that. That's a ton of data. And this is where Apple's making a big deal about on-device processing.
Okay, so break it down for me. Why does that matter so much? On-device versus what? The cloud.
Exactly. See, when it's on your iPhone, it's way more secure. It's your data on your device, not floating around in some server farm somewhere.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But didn't they also mention something about private cloud compute? That sounds kind of like the opposite of what we're talking about.
Good catch. It seems like they're trying to take that on-device privacy and apply it to the cloud, which is, well, a tall order. Imagine a cloud where your stuff is locked up so tight that even Apple can't get in. That's the dream anyway.
Okay, now that's getting a little too futuristic for me. Ambitious is an understatement. But hey, Apple's always been pushing the privacy thing, so I guess we'll see.
Definitely one to watch.
For sure. All right, let's move on to some of the smaller details that caught my eye. They're burying the lead here, but some of this stuff is huge, like a brand new passwords app.
Oh yeah, that's big. They're really beefing up their keychain feature. If this new app is as good as it sounds, it could be a real game changer.
Right. Password managers, watch out. But okay, this next one totally blindsided me. AirPods as hearing aids.
I was not expecting that. Talk about a power move. Apple's making it clear they're serious about health tech.
This could be huge, making hearing assistance way more accessible and less, clinical. It's a brilliant move, really. Okay, last one. Emergency SOS live video. Life-saving tech for sure, but, and I'm starting to sound like a broken record here, got to think about the privacy implications.
100%. Anytime you're talking about sharing sensitive info, especially in an emergency, privacy has to be the top priority.
Absolutely. How much control do users have? Who sees what? Lots of questions there. But at the same time, the potential benefits are undeniable.
It's a tough one for sure. Balancing safety and privacy is never easy.
Speaking of things that make you think, there's something glaringly absent from this whole thing. All this talk about Apple Intelligent, right? AI this, AI that. But did you notice something? They barely mentioned augmented reality.
You're right.
AR has been the next big thing for a while now. Even some of Apple's competitors are going all in on it. Kind of weird they basically ignored it.
Yeah, that is interesting. Maybe they're saving a big AR reveal for next year. Or who knows, maybe they're having second thoughts about the whole thing. Either way, it goes to show these press releases, they're calculated.
Totally.
Yeah.
Always got to read between the lines, right?
E-
What are they not saying?
Exactly.
So, big picture. iOS 18, it's a big update. Personalization's going to be crazy. Apple Intelligence is here, whether we're ready or not. And then there's the health tech stuff,
It's a lot. Really shows you how much our relationship with tech is changing, doesn't it?
big time. And, it gets me thinking, if this year is Apple making AI a core part of the iPhone, what about next year? What if next year isn't about new features, but about how this intelligence changes how we use our phones, period?
Now, that is a question, isn't it? One we'll probably be asking ourselves a lot in the coming years.
I have a feeling you're right. Well, on that note, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into iOS 18. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss our next tech deep dive. Until then, keep those phones handy. Who knows what they'll be capable of next year.